Hello everyone, welcome to QA Stack. Today we are going to see how we can automate a UI application using Cypress. We have already seen how to install Cypress in local system. So now let's see how we can start automating a UI website. Let's begin. So Cypress works on JavaScript, and for test automation it uses the framework called Mocha, which is based on Node.js. Now in Mocha, there are certain keywords which we will be using most frequently to write our test scripts. The first one is describe. Describe is similar to the feature name and is used to provide a name to the feature. Then test are written in by using keyword it. In Mocha, we also have pre and post hooks which will be executed before and after every test. These are called before each and after each. And last but not the least, we have context, which is used as the same way as used in other PDD or TDD framework. So now let's create a folder and write a first test script. To begin with, first of all, you need to create a folder in which you will be creating test scripts. Here I am creating this folder Cypress demo. Now once the folder is created, I have to start Cypress at this location. So now I have opened command prompt in this location. Now I need to give command npx cypress open. As soon as I give this command, so there are a few folders created automatically in this location, and a Cypress test runner is launched. So this is the Cypress test runner which is launched, and inside the folder one folder is created with Cypress and it is having all these folder structure. And we also cypress.json file, which is nothing but the configuration file. If you want to specify any settings, any predefined settings in Cypress, then you must specify under this configuration file, cypress.json. Let's move to our test runner. Now we are going to create a new specification file. To create a new specification file, we have to go to right hand side and click on the icon new spec file. Let's give a name to this file. Let's say we are going to automate Google search today. So I am giving the name as Google search. Now once the file is created, it will be displayed under this list. This is Google search, and if I click on this, it will launch this particular test case. But since we have not written anything in these test cases, it is saying no test found. So now we are going to write our script in this Google search.javascript file. To do that, you have to open any IDE. I am using VS Code. So this is my VS Code and I'll be opening the same folder. So this is our test script. Let me delete all the commented portion. Now let's begin. So to achieve the UI test automation, the first thing which we will need is to launch an application. But before that, let's see how we write test cases in Cypress. The first thing is defining the feature name. To define the feature name, we use the keyword describe, and here we have to pass the feature name. Let's say our feature is search hello world. Now the next thing is we need to so now we have defined our feature. The next thing is now we can write the test case under this feature. So to write the test case, we have to use the keyword it. Now I am writing a test case. To open the test URL, or Google search website. To open a URL, to open a URL, we have to use the keyword visit. I am giving the website name, which will be www.google.com in our case. Let's save it. Now the good thing about Cypress is we don't have to run the test specifically. As soon as you make the changes, they are run automatically in the browser. So you can see previously when we have checked, it was specifying no test found. Now it is already showing the code and it has already navigated to the Google page. Next thing, we are going to enter hello world in search box. So in order to do that, first we need to identify the locator for getting the search box. So to do that, we need to open the same execution. Here you can see the icon Open Selector Playground. You need to click on this icon and then you can the search box. Let me copy this from copy to clipboard option. Now we are going to enter a text. So for entering text, you have to use the keyword type and then whatever text you want to enter. Let's say I want to enter hello world and then I want to click enter key. To handle any command key, you have to give the key name under braces like this. Let's save this and let's see how it's running. So it has entered hello world and it has entered the hello world in search text and then clicked on enter as well. Let's go back to our presentation. So we have already covered opening a URL in a browser, finding an element using a locator. Now let's see how we can add assertions. To add an assertion, clicking on Open Selector Playground. Now let's see, we want to put an assertion on this link. I have copied its locator. Moving on to our next case, adding assertions. Pasting the locator which we have copied. So let's see how we can add assertions in our test case. Let's create a test case to handle assertions. So now we will be adding an assertion on an object for checking whether it is visible or not. So let's go back to our execution. Open selector playground, search for this link. Let's say we want to check this link should be visible. As part of it, going back to our editor, dot, for assertion we use keyword should, and for checking the visibility we have to use the keyword visible. Let's save it. Now see how it's going to execute. It has entered hello world. Now it is moving to assertion and it has completed assertion. So as you can see, under the test body, assert is displayed like expected to be visible, and which is actually visible. So that's why it is marked as green. Now let's move on to the next thing, that is scrolling in the application. Again, let's see our selector, open selector and playground, and let's scroll down, and this is the next button is available after scrolling a few times. So let's copy this selector for this next button and let's do a scroll till this element is visible. So this is the locator for next button. Let me copy the locator, going back to my editor, creating a test for scrolling demonstration. Scroll, pasting the locator, dot, for scrolling we have a function scroll into view, and then we can apply any assertion, like let's say we are expecting it to be visible. Okay, now let's see how it executes. Okay, the test case is executed. It has opened the Google search website, entered hello, validated the assertion, and then next it has scrolled to the element next. As you can see in the right hand side, it has came to the end of this page. Now we are going to check capturing this. Capture screenshots. Again, let's create a test case to capture screenshots. For demonstration, I am creating it separately. So for taking screenshots, we use keyword screenshot, and then you have to specify the image name. Now let's see how it executes. Going back to the launcher, scrolling down till the next link, then next step is to capture the screenshot. So it says this is completed. Now where we can see the screenshots, you have to go back to the folder which you have created. Inside it there is a folder called Cypress. Go inside this folder. There will be a new folder created once you use the term screenshot in your test, and you have to go inside the screenshot folder. Then there will be a folder named same as your JavaScript file. Open this folder, and here you can see the screenshot captured. Now the next thing is executing system commands. To execute system commands, again we will be creating a test command. To execute, we use the keyword exec, and here we need to provide the command we want to execute. In this case, I just want to echo my Java home path. Let's put a validation it should, not it should. So actually when we are executing a command, then whatever output we will be displayed, or whatever output is displayed, will be captured in the form of std out. So to capture the output, we have to use the keyword its std out dot contains one dot eight. So contains is another keyword which is used to match the values. When we are not having the exact value, we can use the word contains. So now let's execute. Let's see how it's executing. The test case is already started executing. Okay, now it is giving the std out. Okay, I have done a typo in specifying the name. Let me correct that. We are getting some errors in using contains. Let's remove this. Now you can see the assert command is passed. So in the last step, we have forgot to put the code. That's why it was giving error. Now that is resolved. So here you see, this is how we can execute a system command. Now moving on to our next step, that is logs in Cypress. So how to add logs? To add logs, we use command called cy.log, and then you can specify whatever you want to log. So let's say I'm logging, fetching the Java home variable. Now let's see the execution. It is still executing all the steps. The execution is complete. Last step, execute system command. So this is the assertion, and then this is the log, fetching the Java home variable, which is printed over here. Now next thing is before each keyword. So let's suppose you want to execute the application launch, or you want to execute a specific command before every test. So to do that, we have a keyword before each, which needs to be described at the top of the test cases. Let us assume that I want to print a log before each test. Log is test execution started. Now let the script execute. So since we are using before each hook, so this step will be executed before each test or each it function. We are getting an error in image capture. Let's comment this function for a while since we are not focused on this now. So now the execution is completed and you can see the log command test execution started is executed before each test. So that's how we can add logs before each test. Now next thing is how we can run a test from command line. To run a test from command line is very simple. You have to go to the folder which you have created. You need to open command prompt in the same location. Then to run a particular Cypress file, you need to provide the command npx cypress run --spec, then specify the file name along with its path. So for example, let's take the same example of the file which we have created. Cypress integration and then the file name .js. Now this will start the execution from command line, and you'll also be able to see the logs in the command prompt itself. So here, as it is mentioned that the execution is starting, Cypress gives a very good logs as well as inbuilt reports. It is inside the feature search hello world and it is executing. The execution is complete. It is creating the video and the video is also created. Now this is the final result with specification Google search.js, all specs passed, and it is giving here the count of the test case and the passed and the failing, skipped, everything it is given over here. Now if you want to see the videos which it captures, you have to go to the again Cypress demo folder, inside it Cypress, then videos, and here you can see the video recorded for the entire execution. Entering the hello world, then pressing enter, then executing the next commands. It is completed. So as you can see, Cypress is very faster than Selenium. Now let's see how we can see the reports in Cypress. To watch report, the first thing you need to do is you need to log in. So right now I'm already logged in. So if you are not, then you have to go to top right corner and here you will see an option to log in, and then you have to provide your credentials. Once you have logged in, then you have to go to runs. In runs, you have to go to connect to dashboard. Here you have to specify the project. If you want to create a new project, give its name and then click on setup project. Once this is done, it will give you the project ID which will be automatically saved under cypress.json file. Next thing is it will give you the command how we can execute the tests using Cypress login and how we can view the reports in dashboard. So let's copy this command. We are going to modify this command a little bit because this will execute all the Cypress tests, but we don't want to execute all the demo tests created. So that's why we will modify it and provide the path of the script which we have created. And we should also not forget to append npx in the start. This is our command. Let's put it here, enter. Now again the test case will be executed, but this time we will get dashboard to visualize our test results. It's running the feature search hello world. The execution is completed. Now you can see a path which is displayed at the end of execution. This is where we can see the generated reports. So let's go back to a browser and open this path. So here you can see an overview of the test cases summary with the passed failed status. If you go to test results, you will be able to see the result of individual test. So the feature search hello world, open Google search website. If you click on this, you will be seeing the detailed results. Then next. So this is how a test report looks like. Now let's see how a failed report looks like. For that, I need to make some changes in my test script. Let me change the variable name. And now I'm going to execute the test again. This time my test will not pass because I have changed the environment path name with Java underscore. I don't have any variable. So the command line execution command will obviously return a failure. So as you can see, out of 6, 5 test cases are passed and 1 is failed. Now it is uploading the results. So this time you will see the test and the passing count is 5 and failed count is 1. Now let's go back to the dashboard again to see our executions. So here, as you can see, it's giving as red colored mark assertion error. It is trying out retrying after 4000 ms, which is the wait automatic wait time in Cypress. Expected Java to include 1.8, but it has failed to locate the it has failed to get any output via putting this system command. Let's see the individual results status. So by default it's showing only the failed one, but we can select the past steps as well. Now it is showing the complete report with all the passed and failed tests. Let's scroll to the failed ones. Now one good thing about Cypress is for failed test, it captures the screenshot. Once you click on the screenshot, this is the screenshot taken, which will help you to find out the actual root cause of the error. So that was it for today's session. Thank you everyone. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos on Cypress and test automation, Please subscribe to my channel. I post weekly on Saturdays. Thank you everyone and happy testing.